Hey student, watch this video and learn how to use would in English. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Hey, it's another day, another lesson because I want to make sure that you become a better and more confident English speaker. So consider subscribing because from Monday to Friday, I have so many different kinds of English lessons. And by participating here and becoming part of this channel, you will always receive updates, notifications, and it really helps the channel grow. Anyways, my friends, let's dive into the content. How to use would. And hey, if you are already subscribed, thank you so much. Thanks for always coming back. Thanks for always participating, leaving comments, hitting the like button. I really appreciate each one of you. Anyways, my friends, how to use would. Would is basically an auxiliary verb, okay? Simple like that. Now, would is commonly used to talk about the past, and I will show you how to use would in the past. It is commonly used to express conditions, conditional sentences. And here on my channel, I have an entire series to talk about conditionals, okay? So it's nice. When you want to express desires, when you want to make polite requests, when you want to make questions. And here, I forgot to write, but there is a structure that you use that uses would, which is wish. So wish plus would, and I'm gonna explain it to you, okay? Now, this lesson is not so basic, so make sure that this is the best level for you. Maybe this lesson has information that you're not gonna be comfortable with. But for my lovely beginners, I do have an entire playlist for beginners, and I am planning a second playlist for beginners. So I have many videos for beginners, but I am planning on a second playlist with 30 to 40 videos for real beginners, okay? Excellent, my friends. So let's dive into the content for real. The past. Whenever you are describing past habits, past activities, you can use would plus verb. In this case, the verb will be in the infinitive form without to. No to, go, no, only go. And no conjugation in the past because you're using would. Now, in this case, the past is not just any past, but repeated actions in the past that today don't happen. So you are describing activities that happened repeatedly and in the past, which don't happen anymore, okay? So in this case, you can use would. Teacher Prix, if I want to use simple past, can I? Of course you can, and I'll show you. Now let's take a look at some examples. Every Sunday, I would go to church with my parents. This is true, actually. Every Sunday morning, my mom would wake me up. She would tell me to get dressed. I would have a quick breakfast when we had food, because sometimes we didn't. We were a little poor, so sometimes we didn't have food. And we would go to church together. So this means that I went to church every Sunday when I was a child. Today, I don't go to church every Sunday anymore, okay? I don't go. So this was a repeated action that happened in the past. So in this case, I can use would plus the verb, okay? And the complement. So you need to make the phrase, okay? The structure of the sentence. Another example. My dad would read me bedtime stories every night. Not true in my case. He would tell me stories, but he wouldn't read stories, okay? My dad liked to use his imagination. So what am I trying to say here? He did this action repeatedly. Every night he did that. He would do that when I was a kid. But today, no more. Now, if you don't want to use would, you can use to, okay? It's possible. I will make an entire video to talk about used to, okay? But basically, whenever you want to talk about past habits, repeated actions in the past that you did and that today you no longer do, you can use it to, okay? So instead of using would, I could simply use it to. So my dad used to read me bedtime stories every night. So I can say use it to read instead of saying would read, okay? Now, would is a tiny little bit more formal than use it to. Use it to is more common in a spoken language. You will see would very often in stories, okay? So in stories, any kind of stories for children or for adults, you will see would very often, okay? Now, please note that when you're using would as a past idea, it's not so common to use would in negative and questions, okay? So it's not common. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's not so common, all right? And hey, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to hit the like button. We have many people watching, but not many likes. Likes help the channel grow, and it helps me understand that you enjoyed this lesson, okay? Moving on. Conditional sentences. And hey, before I give you this explanation, I have an entire series about conditionals here on my channel. So here in this lesson, I'm not gonna go very deep. I'm not gonna give a lot of explanations about conditionals because I have other videos talking about them individually. I have videos talking about the first conditionals, the second conditionals, the third conditionals. So make sure to check those lessons. But here I'm gonna make a quick review. Gomez, thank you so much for your kind donation. He says, thanks, Prix, for all your efforts. It's been valuable for us. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Now, conditionals. We have two conditionals here, okay? Now, the first conditional doesn't use would. It only uses will. The second conditional will use would plus simple past, okay? You have two phrases. You have the main clause and the would clause, okay? I talk about this in my other lessons, in my conditional lessons. Now, when I use the second conditional, I'm talking about something that is not real, that is from my imagination, okay? So here, I would go crazy if I didn't have a job. Okay, this is not true. I have a job, so I'm not going crazy. This is not happening. I would live in Spain if I were younger. Well, I'm not young, so I can't live in Spain. This is not my reality. I'm just imagining. Imagining I were younger. I would live in Madrid, my friends. Hello, Spanish people who follow me. Thank you so much. I wouldn't go to the gym if I had more time. Said it. Being honest, okay? I wouldn't go to the gym if I had more time. Actually, I do. I love going to the gym. That's not my case. I would have come to see you if you had told me you were sick. Now, this is the third conditional. The third conditional will use would plus have plus past participle and the other sentence, because there are always two sentences, so main clause and the second clause. The second clause will always be past perfect. This is a little bit more complicated and it will require a little bit more explanation. But basically, when I use the third conditional, I am talking about something that was or was not real in the past. Because the second conditional, I'm basically talking about something that is not possible or not real in the present or in the future. Now, on the other hand, with the third conditional, I'm talking about something that is impossible, that was impossible in the past. Okay, it's gone, it's over, game over, no more chances. Okay, so I would have come to see you if you had told me you were sick. So my friend was sick and he didn't tell me. Consequently, I didn't go visit him. Now, if the past was different, if the past had been different, if he had called me and said, Priscilla, I'm sick, come see me. Of course I would have gone. Of course I would have come to see him, okay? I would have gone to see him. So that's the idea. It's unreal in the past. He didn't tell me, so I didn't know, so I didn't go, okay? Now, moving on. Requests, desires, polite request, or to give advice, okay? Now, here I have some examples. I would love to live in Spain. I don't know why I'm talking about Spain. I've been to Spain. I went to Madrid in 2010. Yes. From 2009 to 2010 because I spent New Year's Eve in Spain. It was fun. So I would love to live in Spain. In this case, you will have the subject plus would plus the verb and the complement. I would love to live in Spain. So I am expressing a desire, something that I want, okay? Would you like some wine? Oh, absolutely. Bring it on. Polite offer. Whenever I use would to offer something to someone, it is a polite way to do that. Now, do native speakers use this all the time? No, they do not, okay? You can, nothing wrong with that. But for example, whenever I went to my friend's house in the United States, friends, native speakers and even non-native speakers, if they wanted to offer me something, they didn't use would you, they would say, can I get you anything? Can I get you some coffee or a beer or some wine? Can I get you? So even though would can be commonly used to make a polite request, it is a polite request. In everyday conversations, if you're talking to your friends, you don't need to do that, okay? Would you please stop? I'm making a polite request and I'm asking someone to stop. Would you please stop? Would you please turn off your phone? So let's imagine it's a teacher. The teacher is in the classroom and there are students talking and the teacher is trying to work. So he can say or she can say, guys, would you please stop? I'm trying to work here. Hello. So this is a way to be polite. But be careful because depending on your intonation, you may sound a little bit passive aggressive. Anyways, I wouldn't go out if I were you. The forecast says a storm is coming. Now, in this case, I'm giving advice, okay? I'm telling my friend, hey, don't go out. I wouldn't go out. If I were you is optional, okay? But it's very common. I wouldn't go out if I were you. Why? What am I saying? I'm not that person. But imagining if I were, I wouldn't go out because I saw on TV that there is a huge storm coming. So I'm giving my friend or I'm giving this person some advice. Don't go out. It's better not to go out because there is a storm coming. So I wouldn't go out if I were you. True, my friends. Watch out. Moving on. Wish plus would. Now, when I use wish plus, when I use wish plus would, and this is a very nice structure. There are many ways to use wish, okay? I intend to make a video about wish plus simple past, wish plus would, and give you more explanations. But basically, when I use wish plus would, I am talking about something that is very irritating that someone does, okay? Maybe someone does something that I don't like and I am annoyed, I am upset, I am irritated because of something that is happening or that is not happening, okay? And I would like this not to happen or because I don't like it or I would like it to happen, okay? It depends, affirmative, negative, okay? Or also to describe something that will or will not happen. Okay? For example, this will make it easier for you to understand. I wish, and you always start with I wish, okay? I wish you would visit me more often, okay? When I say this, maybe I'm a little upset, I'm a little bit annoyed because you don't visit me very often. And it would be better if you did. So I would be happy if you visited me very often, but you don't, so I am annoyed. So I wanted this to be happening, but it's not happening. So I wish you would visit me more often, okay? Next example. And when I say you can only say I wish, well, depends on the person. He wishes, she wishes. But this is usually more common in conversations when I'm talking about myself, okay? I wish you would stop making that noise every time we're eating. You know, when my sister was a child, every time she was eating, she would make this noise. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. She would make this noise. Oh, I'm using would. She would make this noise every time she was eating something. That would drive everybody crazy, not just me, my mom, my dad, my brother, everybody. Eventually, she stopped. So I wish you would stop. Let's imagine we're eating now. I'm here with my sister. We're having dinner, and she starts making that noise. I would look at her and say, you know what, Pachi? I wish you would stop making that noise while you're eating. So this is making me upset, is making me annoyed. It would be better if she didn't make that noise, but she is, which sucks. Okay. I wish you wouldn't drive like crazy every morning. This means the person is driving like crazy every morning, and it would be better if the person didn't. So you see, whenever I use wish plus would, I am describing something that is annoying, that is happening or not happening, and I would like it to be different, but it's not. So it is a common construction, okay? Excellent. So quick review here. After you finish the video, if you want to take notes, come back, pause this part, take a look at the chart. Here I have a summary of the different uses of will, okay? So of wood. And I have the uses of wood that I mentioned, I have the example, and I have the structure. So repeated actions in the past. My parents would read me a story when I was a child, or my parents would take me to church every Sunday. Second conditional. I would live in London if I had more money. Third conditional. I would have helped you if you had called me, but you didn't call me, so I couldn't help you. To ask someone to do something. Would you please hit the like button? Ah, look at me using the lesson to ask for likes. Smooth. Anyways, I can also ask a different kind of question. Would you mind? This is very common when I want to politely ask something. Okay, it's polite-ish. Would you mind? And after I say would you mind, I will need to use gerund. Would you mind opening the door, please? Would you mind talking more slowly, please? Anyways, moving on. Polite offer. Would you like a cup of coffee? Would you like some tea? Or I can say, can I get you anything? Can I get you a cup of coffee? All right? Can I get you a cup of joe? Remember, I talked about cup of joe here on my channel. To give advice, I wouldn't blah, blah, blah if I were you. If I were you is not mandatory, but it's very common, okay? And finally, to talk about annoying things that people do and you would like them to stop, but they don't, You really wish that this thing wouldn't happen, but it does, okay? I wish you wouldn't be so loud in the morning. Oh, well. Excellent, my friends. So make sure to come here, check this part, pause, print screen, because it's important. I'm sure it's going to help you guys a lot. Other than that, I want you to come here in the comments. As usual, I'm trying to reply as many comments as possible. So participate. Share your opinion with me. I want to know. One example with wood. You can use any structure you want from the structures that you have learned here in this lesson. Any structure you would like, okay? So come here, post your example in the comments, and I will make sure to like your comment or maybe tell you something about your comment. Other than that, my friends, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for another English lesson. Bye bye!